TikTok, the wildly popular social media app, has faced intense scrutiny in recent years. The US government has expressed serious concerns about the app's Chinese ownership. At the heart of the issue is TikTok's parent company, ByteDance. ByteDance is a Chinese tech giant, and this has raised red flags in Washington. US officials have argued that TikTok's data collection practices pose a national security risk. They fear that the Chinese government could access user data, including sensitive information. This has led to calls for a ban on TikTok within the United States. The debate over TikTok's fate has sparked a fierce debate. On one side are those who believe that the security risks are real and require drastic action. On the other side are those who argue that a ban would be an overreach. They say it would infringe on free speech and harm the millions of Americans who use and enjoy TikTok. The stakes in this battle are incredibly high. TikTok has become a cultural phenomenon, especially among younger generations. A ban would have a profound impact on the social media landscape and the way Americans consume and create content online. The legal battle over TikTok reached a pivotal moment when the case landed before the Supreme Court. The court was tasked with deciding whether the US government had the authority to ban the app. After weeks of deliberation, the justices issued their ruling: the ban on TikTok would be upheld. The court's decision was a major victory for the Trump administration and its allies in Congress. They had argued forcefully that TikTok represented a clear and present danger to national security. The justices agreed, citing the potential for the Chinese government to access user data. The ruling sent shockwaves through the tech industry and beyond. It set a precedent for the government's ability to regulate social media platforms, especially those with ties to foreign countries. The decision also raised concerns about censorship and the future of free speech in the digital age. For TikTok and its millions of users, the Supreme Court's decision was a devastating blow. The app's future in the United States was now uncertain, and many feared that it would soon be forced to shut down its operations in one of its largest markets. The Supreme Court's ruling placed the final decision on TikTok's fate in the hands of President Trump. He faced an agonizing dilemma. On the one hand, he had consistently echoed the national security concerns about the app. He had even threatened to ban TikTok through executive action. On the other hand, Trump was also acutely aware of the potential economic fallout from a ban. TikTok had become a major player in the US economy, creating jobs and generating revenue for businesses. A ban would have ripple effects across the tech industry and beyond. Adding to the complexity of the situation was the fact that TikTok had become incredibly popular among young Americans. Many of them were vocal in their opposition to a ban, arguing that it would infringe on their freedom of expression and cut them off from a platform they loved. Trump found himself caught between competing pressures. He had to weigh the national security concerns of his administration against the potential economic and political consequences of a ban. The decision was a defining moment in his presidency. President Trump ultimately decided to follow the Supreme Court's ruling and allow the ban on TikTok to go into effect. The decision marked a turning point in the relationship between the US government and the tech industry. It signaled a new era of scrutiny and regulation. The ban had immediate and far-reaching consequences. TikTok was forced to shut down its operations in the United States, and millions of users were left scrambling to find alternative platforms. The tech industry was sent a clear message. The government was willing to take unprecedented action to address national security concerns. The ban also raised important questions about the future of social media. What role should the government play in regulating online platforms? How can we balance national security concerns with freedom of expression and the free flow of information? The TikTok ban was a watershed moment. It highlighted the complex challenges of regulating technology in the 21st century. The debate over TikTok's fate is likely to continue for years to come, shaping the future of social media and the internet as a whole.